Kelly. Oh, you're going to lay down. Oh.
You have to snatch her up.
So today, happy Thoughtfully Fit Thursday. We thought it would be interesting to share a little bit about our journey with our foster dogs, because it has been a year since in March of 2020, COVID started, and we decided to foster, and we have had 8 foster dogs, and they have all been so different. And so we wanted to share a little bit about what we've learned on how to motivate the different dogs, how to communicate with them, how to discipline them. And I have Josie and Jaden here to help me out today with Maddie and Callie and Mindu. So, okay, first foster dog. We want to just go in order and walk through quickly? Okay.
Sirius.
Oh, you want to be down?
Sirius's issues that he didn't really listen to us. He didn't think we were the boss. So we had a couple of issues with that where he just didn't think we were his owners. So we really had to make sure he knew that we were his owners and that he was comfortable with us.
Yeah, because Sirius was 90 pounds. He liked to get counter surf, get food off of the counter. He liked to hump. He would get to the end of the driveway and put on the brakes and wouldn't move. And so it took us a long time to figure out exactly how to motivate Sirius. All right, dog 2.
Dog 2 was Samson, and Samson was our first puppy. And, puppies, they pee, they chew, and they have a lot of energy. And so that was just, Samson was a learning experience for us, having a puppy for the first time. And man, oh man, he was not potty trained.
Yeah, so with Samson, we had to learn how, for us to be consistent. And, the girls got up every 2 hours to let him out to go potty, for instance, which we didn't have to do with Sirius. Dog 3.
Tiny. Tiny was a sweetheart, but she wasn't food motivated, and she dug under the fence and got outside 2 times.
Yeah, we called her Houdini. So we had to really learn with Tiny how to dog-proof the backyard. We have a whole fenced-in yard, but all of a sudden, twice she escaped. We're like, what? And we never expected it because she was such a sweet dog. So that was a key learning for us.
Yeah.
Okay, dog, what are we in? 4? 4.
Yeah, Mishka. So Mishka was our foster. We had him for 2 days, and he attacked Mindu. And his quirk was he was prey aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Well, I don't think he was really trying to be mean, but anyway, it ended up emergency room, $2,000 weekend in the vet later. Yeah.
And so that didn't work out.
Yeah.
5th.
Hugh. We were just fostering Hugh, and so we didn't have him that long. He was the sweetest. He loved to cuddle. He had a lot of dandruff. So,
so we had to learn that you put fish oil in their food, and that helps coat their skin so they don't have such dry skin. Yeah. Kind of interesting, right? Number 6.
Reed. Reed was really difficult for us. He was also a puppy, similar to Samson, but he had trouble learning, and we had a lot of trouble training him, and he was not potty trained. And so we struggled a lot with keeping him out of trouble, and I don't know.
Well, with Reed, what happened too is he was a cur, and we had never had that kind before. So we researched what is a cur dog, and they said they're very sensitive. So we're like, we have to be careful. And so we didn't really discipline up front because we didn't want to hurt his feelings, and he ended up being sassy. Let's just say, how's that, right? Yeah. Okay, number 7.
Yoshi. Yoshi was also a sweetheart. When he came to us, he had a lot of anxiety. He didn't like to go new places. He wasn't really comfortable around us the first few days. So we really had to learn how to take things slow and realize that he was nervous and empathize with him.
Yeah, and be really gentle. He would not go through a doorway. We got home, he just melted on the floor. We couldn't even pick him up because he was so nervous. And so Yoshi needed a lot of love and care and, just patience. All right. Yes. Hello, Kelly.
Callie wants her turn.
Number 8. Yeah. Here's number 8 right here. Do you want to talk about Maddie?
Sure. Yeah, Maddie's our current foster dog. It's her last day with us. She's going to her new home tonight at 7:30. We're very excited. Maddie is also a puppy. She's 8 months old, and we have typical puppy energy. She's mostly potty trained. There's a couple of times that she's not. She's crate trained, and we had a little bit of trouble deciding on her quirk because she kind of is mainly just a puppy. But what should we decide on? What's her quirk?
Well, I mean, she'll just randomly go outside and she'll come back in, and a half hour later, look at you and just decide she's gonna pee. What?
So she's very unpredictable.
She also likes to do counter surfing. She's very mischievous.
Yeah, you're mischievous, ma'am.
And this one loves to be loved. I mean, she's very needy and wants attention. And so we have to tag team all the time because she does not want to be left alone. And so she's, very motivated by people. So to bottom line, what have we learned?
We forgot one thing.
Oh, yes, we forgot. Who's this one? Who's this one? Who's this?
Come on, I know you don't want to be picked up.
Hello.
We're going to talk about you
So one
now.
of the things that we have to do as foster parents is write up the bio so that the right family adopts the dog. And so we need to let them know, are they good with kids and cats and dogs and people? So go ahead, Joseph.
This is Callie, and she's our best friend's dog, adopted from the same rescue that we foster through. So she was a previous foster dog, not with us though. And she helps us learn if the dogs are good with other dogs, if they are food aggressive, if they're toy aggressive, all about their personalities that we can't just learn by ourselves. And so Callie has met all of our foster dogs, and she does really well with some of them, like this one, and
These two are
others
buddies.
not so well. And so she's a very, very important part of our fostering process.
All right. So if we were to bottom line the lessons that we've learned on how we have to change our motivation, our communication, our discipline with the different dogs, what would you say, Jay?
I'd say every dog is different, and there can't just be one method. You have to pay attention to their personality, their quirks, and adjust the way you train them and treat them depending on their personality and stuff.
Yeah, and the reason I wanted to share this today, what does this have to do with being thoughtfully fit, is because I was doing a coaching session last week. It was the first one I had done in person since COVID, and it happened to be a sponsor meeting with the we're gonna let them have the show. A sponsor meeting with the client and his sponsor, the CEO of the company. And the CEO was giving feedback to my coaching client that he wanted him to work on leading his team more effectively. And in particular, really understanding what each person in his team needed. So he said, one person, you can have a meeting for an hour and he'll disagree with everything you say, but leave and implement it. Another person, he said, she would agree with everything and then leave and not implement it because she didn't have the courage to disagree in the moment. Someone else needs lots of deadlines and motivation and benchmarks and accountability. And another team member wants to have a lot of freedom. It says, just tell me the end date, what has to happen, and don't micromanage me. And so, when you are a leader, there's an opportunity, whether you're leading team members or whether you have foster dogs or different family members or colleagues, to just accept them for who they are, as they are, right? And that flexibility, it's the practice and thoughtfully fit of flexibility, being able to stretch others for who they are, instead of putting all your energy into trying to change them. All 8 of our foster dogs have had different personalities that they have come with. And that no matter what we would try to do, we're not going to change their DNA. We need to adjust and accept them for who they are and then learn how to be consistent and what we need to do. It's the same way when you're having relationships, when you're a leader trying to deal with and communicate with colleagues or direct reports. You have to understand, be flexible. Maybe one is an introvert, another is an extrovert, an internal processor.
And sometimes the personalities clash. Like when
Yeah.
Callie doesn't get along with some foster dogs, we just have to kind of understand that and see how we can work around it. If they can live without being near each other without playing, or if they can't be in the same room. We have to adjust
Yeah.
it.
And set boundaries and yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, I think we covered it all.
And then some, right? Well, thank you for joining us on our journey. If you want to just wish Maddie well, because again, she's going to her new forever home tonight. So we will continue to give you updates on all of our antics with our fabulous foster dogs.
Oh, yeah, you didn't like that.
I don't think so. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.